Good afternoon and welcome to the Ruby Cole Kitchen here at the Popoff Family Health Center. I'm Loretta Bush and I get the privilege to be the president and CEO of Authority Health. So we're focusing on men's health this month. It's a topic that many times doesn't get discussed. Many men don't like to think about it, but we know it's very important. There were some alarming statistics here recently where life expectancy for men continued to go down. So here at Authority Health, we really wanted to focus on men's health. We were very fortunate that a few years ago, we received a grant from Priority Health, Total Healthcare Foundation to build this beautiful demonstration kitchen where we continue to teach healthy cooking skills and nutrition. So with the focus being on men and with this being summer, we thought it would be a good idea to promote nutrition through what many men will be doing this summer, and that's grilling outside. So yay and applause to the men who will be taking the lead on grilling this summer. And after this demonstration, we'll have a great idea about how to do that in a very healthy way. So now it's my pleasure to introduce to you a good friend of mine, a lifelong friend of mine, but he is also on the Authority Health Board of Directors. His name is Mr. Robert Thornton. He has agreed to serve as our MC today, along with Mr. Charles Jackson, who is our chef for today, and he's also a nutrition educator who's also doing the cooking today. So we're going to do our speaking parts, and then we're going to get to the good part, which is tasting all of the delicious and nutritious foods that Chef has provided for us today. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce and bring to the front Mr. Thornton. Mr. Thornton, the kitchen is now yours.
Thank you so much, Loretta, for that kind and gracious introduction. However, I must confess, as is so often the case, the introduction far outweighs the speaker. For those of you in the room today, thank you so very much. As indicated, my name is Robert Thornton. I am a member of the Authority Health Board of Trustees, as well as a proud member of the Omega Psi Phi fraternity, New Omega Chapter, Detroit, Michigan, RU. And specifically, I'm here today as an African-American man who has come to appreciate the value of health through my personal journey towards healthy living. In 2015, unexpectedly, my oldest brother, Michael, was diagnosed with metastasized lung cancer, and he died within 2 weeks of his diagnosis at the tender age of 68 years. Not too long afterwards, my brother Anthony, who was 2 years older than me, and who was diabetic and suffering from renal disease, he had a stroke. His health continued to decline as he was placed on dialysis, and he too passed away in 2020, also at the tender age of 68. This became a wake-up call for me. I looked in the mirror one day and recognized I was not who I thought I was. I was 5'7" and I weighed 230 pounds. In other words, I was a plumpty dumpty, taking several medications, and I decided it was time for a lifestyle change. So I joined the local weight loss program. I followed the program with fidelity. I made changes to my eating, and I started a daily walk regimen. I lost 60 pounds in 14 weeks. To that end, I have been able to maintain my target weight within 10 pounds for the past 5 years. That's my story. The point is, I made a decision to make a lifestyle change, and it worked. We also have another African-American man with us today who's also very health conscious. His name is Chef Charles Jackson. Mr. Jackson is a community nutrition instructor with the Michigan State University Extension Program. And prior to joining MSU, Mr. Jackson worked as a restorative justice specialist with the Center for Youth and Families, and as a community specialist with Black Family Development. Mr. Jackson has also been in the parking lot cooking up a few healthy meal items for our program today, which you'll be able to taste after the presentation. But before we get to that, I want to talk about the critical reason why we're here today. A research letter published in the Journal of American Medical Association late last year noted that life expectancy for men is on the decline for the first time in decades, as you heard Ms. Bush reference earlier. And the longevity of Black men has been hit the worst. The life expectancy for all men is 73.2 years, compared with women 79.1 years. But sadly, for Black males, as of 2022, life expectancy is a mere 61.5 years. 8 years shorter than African American women. And while we know that genetics and chronic disease play a significant role in these dismal numbers, we also know that genetics and men's higher vulnerability to chronic disease aren't the only reason for the difference in life expectancies. The opioid epidemic, mental health, chronic metabolic disease are also a part of the problem. Most of these, except for genetics, are preventable causes for death. Even COVID-19, now that we have vaccines, is preventable. So, what are we going to do about it? To begin with, Men's Health Week is June 10th through the 16th. And many healthcare organizations like Authority Health will be promoting activities that promote the importance of prevention and managing health problems to prevent more dire outcomes. So thus, we are asking each of you to make a commitment to do something today for your health and well-being. And we have a few things that we just want to suggest, beginning with scheduling a health checkup now. Schedule a health checkup with your doctor. Don't wait. You should know your numbers, whether it's cholesterol or blood glucose. It's better to know and act than wait. Secondly, read about health education in the news and watch it on television. Educate yourself about the things that are important related to your health. Learn about men's health, nutrition, exercise, mental health, stress management. Yes, stress management, because that's equally important. Get active. Too many of us sit around all day. Then we sip some more at night. Then we try some simple things like sitting a little bit more. I suggest we try some other simple things like walking. I'm seeing more groups of brothers catching up while getting their steps in. Take up a non-contact sport like tennis, cycling, or swimming. You can do these at the local recreation centers, and in the city of Detroit, they're free. Share health information on social media, especially if you've taken up a new health activity like coming out here today. Share it on your social media. Get a taste of healthy grilling. Take photos while you're here and share them with all of your friends. Finally, support men's health organizations through donations or volunteer work. Support groups need men just like you who have been on the journey and who can relate to other men. Come out to Black Men's Wellness Day on Saturday, July 27th at Milliken Park on the Detroit River. We have flyers and more details, and we'll distribute them a little later in the program. So start with something simple, like healthy eating and active living. Doesn't take much, and you don't have to do it all at one time. Today, we're going to start with healthy eating, and we're going to look at what men really like to do. It's grill. All the brothers are always bragging about how good they're on the grill. We're going to test some of that. But whether it's a summer barbecue or a football tailgate party, we can cook up a good meal that is also healthy. Today we have been blessed to be in the presence of one of Detroit's finest. He is Chef Charles. And I'm going to invite Chef Charles to come up and introduce us today to some of this super good cooking that he is going to do, and he's going to teach us about doing. And let me also say, he is joined by Miss Jerry, who is his sous chef. And we know that the sous chef is the #2 chef. And I'm going to turn this over, Chef. She's the #1 chef. I thought she was the #2 chef under the chef, but she's the #1. Okay. So first of all, welcome again. And so just tell us what we're going to do here today. Tell us what you got for us today, Chef.
First of all, we're from Michigan State University. We teach nutrition classes all over the state. If you are interested, email is the best. JACK1193@msu.edu. Once again, JACK1193@msu.edu.
If you got that, say got that.
Got that.
All right.
And I'm also a proud member of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. Go Mob. So what we're going to do here today is we're going to do a healthy grilling demonstration. When we say healthy grilling, we mean we're going to eat some food that's nutritious, that food with a purpose, and that purpose is to give you all the nutrients your body needs so you can stay healthy and keep sticking and moving when you get to be very old like me. We don't want you just to get old, but we want you to keep doing the same things that you're doing now. That's the purpose for everything we do at Michigan State Extension. when everybody roller skating, hooping, staying up on Friday dancing all night, well into your years.
So, Chef, can I ask you a question before you get started too deep into it? You look over here, you look like you got every spice known to mankind. Can you talk a little bit about all of these spices you got on?
I can talk a little bit about this. This dish that we're cooking I named it myself, Son of Jerk, because it's not exactly jerk, it's a baby jerk without all the spices. And we have paprika, rosemary, basil, black pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, and this is a little cheater. And this is Dash chicken seasoning.
I'm sorry.
It's hard to find. If you see it, get it, because the one thing you don't see here is salt. Because, anybody know why we don't have salt here?
Salt is bad for you.
A little bit.
Blood pressure?
Too much salt.
Okay.
Exactly. Too much salt is bad for you. Increases your blood pressure. But after the dish is cooked, actually only 2,300 grams of salt is all you need all day long. It's 1 teaspoon.
Can I ask you a quick question about that?
Sure you may.
So, for those people who are, on those occasions that you use salt, do you use it before you cook or do you use it after you cook? So you said we use it moderately, but is it before or after?
Sprinkle it on after, just a little bit. Because when you start cooking with it and adding to it after you cook, that amount piles up quickly. And I don't know about you, but I have people in my family, I'll cook a nutritious meal, and before they take one bite, they grab that salt shaker, and they don't get invited back.
You're not offended by that, are you?
I am.
Okay, all right. We don't want to offend the chef.
Taste it, then add salt. Don't just salt my food. All right, so let us begin. Like I said, we have a chicken dish with all these wonderful spices. This is what we started with. As you can see all those wonderful spices sitting on the chicken. And what we did, we prepared this yesterday. We added the spices, we rubbed it, then we added olive oil on top to preserve the moisture and preserve the spices, and we marinated overnight. You can marinate overnight, or you can marinate 1 hour before, however long you would like, but the longer it marinates, the better chance that the spices have to sink into the meat.
I'm just going to assume that you got people in the room like me who are not that smart. So can you explain what a marinade is?
A marinade is pre-seasoning to preserve the spices in whatever food it is you're cooking. It allows it to penetrate the meat. That's what the marinade is. And of course, the chicken is a great source of protein, zinc, iron. Anything else? Am I missing something?
Oh, well, iron, yep, the iron
Yeah.
and the protein. And protein is important for our muscles. So it helps maintain our muscles, also help with brain development and brain growth.
And also, it helps us heal. When you get those tiny cuts and scratches, what helps you heal is the protein. And it, like Jerry said, it builds your muscles. If you work out, you get little tears in your muscles. Consume the protein, go to sleep, come back the next day, that muscle's stronger. We also cannot prepare a meal without eating the rainbow. The most important part of our meal is the fruits and vegetables. We would like for everybody to make half their plate fruits and vegetables at every meal. We want you to get 5 servings of fruits and vegetables in every day. Sounds like a lot, but it's not. In the morning, glass of orange juice and a banana, that's 2 servings. Eat a trail mix with raisins or a handful of grapes or an apple for a snack, that's 3. Have a salad at lunch, that's 4. And I always cook a vegetable at dinner, that's 5. That's how easy it is to get 5 a day.
So, Chef, when you're talking about getting those in, that's the minimum, a number.
5 a day.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so there's no limit on how many vegetables
There's no
that
limit.
you can take in a day.
Eat all
okay.
you want all day.
All right.
the rainbow. And the rainbow also contains vitamin C, A, every vitamin that you need, fiber, but the main thing about the colors and the fruits and vegetables is the phytochemicals that serve as antioxidants. Antioxidants fight cancer. Very important that we do that.
So what can we do for people like me who are not able to digest raw onions? I mean, they look beautiful, I know they taste good, and I know they're good for you. Is there something else that I could substitute out, or?
Just cook it.
Just cook it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Saute it. I saute onions, garlic, peppers with almost everything.
Gotcha.
Almost every dish I'm sauteing something with it. I'm like you, I like cooked onions too. Yeah, raw onions, I eat raw onions rare, it's a rare occasion.
Okay.
So I'm usually cooking them. And what we did for our dish today, we skewered it, put it on the grill. You got those delicious colors. We got pineapples, green peppers, red pepper, red onion. It's summertime, so we're fortunate enough to have Vidalia onions available right now. So please try Vidalia onions. Those are my favorites. And we only get them during the summer. Yeah, by September they're gone. So get you some Vidalias and enjoy them now.
Now, is that an apple I see on there?
Yeah.
Nah, that's a peach.
Oh, that's a peach?
Yeah. Yeah,
A fresh peach
yeah. Fresh peaches. Yeah.
and fresh water pineapples.
Yep. So, next thing we did, we went outside, fired up that grill. I usually prefer, I'm a charcoal person, but we had propane today, so we're gonna see how that works. I like the smoky flavors, but we're gonna find out. I think it's gonna be good though, because the spices and the marinade, the preparation will overcome a lot. Okay, so what we did, cooked the chicken at approximately 350 degrees on the grill, 10 minutes on both sides, 160 degrees. Food thermometer, very important, especially when you're cooking on a new utensil. You sort of know what you're doing when you're cooking on something you're familiar with, but 160 degrees in the center of the thickest part of the meat will let you know that the meat is safe. So you're all good to go. Okay, so now let's get to the good part. This is what the result of the grilled fruits and vegetables. And you're going to be sampling this as well.
That's beautiful.
So, let's get some plates going. So I encourage all of you all to get on that email and hit me up, and let's get you taking a nutrition class.
Now, I'm going to hold this cord because I want to come through. I know this is good, but, you know, it costs to sit here.
It costs
So,
to sit here?
yes, tell us a little bit about how it tastes.
Well, it's a balance of seasoning, but like you mentioned earlier, I'm kind of a salt man. I probably would have sprinkled a little bit more salt on it, but that's just me. But it's you can tell it's healthy.
Sister Loretta, you have tasted this food.
I'm getting ready to taste it right now.
Oh, my
All right,
Lord,
So you
okay.
came to me at the perfect
listen,
time. Here we go.
Do you taste the smoke?
It's, you know what I taste? I still taste that char, that grill
Yes.
taste. And I was scared because I was taught you got to use salt. But you're right, Chef. I'm not missing it. It's really good. All the seasonings, I can taste it. I can taste that grill flavor. It's perfect.
You know,
I don't feel like I'm giving up
feeling in my
anything.
spirit that there is a testimony somewhere up in this room. Come on, preacher. Just tell me a little bit about what you're experiencing here today.
One thing I'm learning about as far as like to lower my salt intake. I love the taste of the different colored peppers and learn to modify my diet. because I have been diagnosed with diabetes. I
Okay.
also have high blood pressure, so I have to learn to modify how I eat, how I take in, modify my consumption. And it's just like with any journey, begins with one step. This is a good step.
Here's your medicine right here.
Wow, you just took my words. I was going to do my final thing. I'm going to say it anyway. Here at Authority Health, we have embraced the fact that food, you can use food as a medicine, as a healer, and as a preventative. I've heard mentioned today of a few chronic diseases that people have been diagnosed with, in addition to spectacular medical care that's provided right next door in our family medicine practice. But you can partner with our physicians by doing just this, by consuming healthy and nutritious food. We believe, again, that food is as medicine, as a healer, and as a preventative. So we're going to put you in line with another one of our clinicians. So we have our physicians, we have our nurse practitioners, and then we have great cooks. It all works together for us to live a healthier life. So again, thank you, Chef. Thank you,
welcome.
Robert Thornton. And thank you for coming and sampling the food and enjoying the day.